Alright. Hey guys, tonight I'll just be showing you the 2 carrier landings and how to survive a crash landing after you crash, like what to do, what's the survival tactics you should take. Okay, so let's get started. So I'll show you the carrier landing in the UH-1Y. Alright, so what you want to do when you get close to the carrier, now this one, put on auto hover. This one tip the nose forward. Now they've got like that. Hang this up. Alt tab. Helps if I turn on overclocking, doesn't it? Okay, so when you approach the carrier, you want to turn on auto hover, and then you want to turn it off. Now we want to land down here on one of these helipads type things. So once you get on top of the one you want to land on, just turn on auto hover, then hold Z, tip the nose forward a bit, and then once you're ready, hold Z and go straight down, and let go of Z, and just move the nose forward. So once you're happy, just jump out. Okay, I'll now show you the AH-1Z Cobra. Okay, so the Cobra landing. Now, Cobras are pretty easy to land. All you got to do is when you get really close to the carrier, just turn on the auto hover. Now we want to land on that side square thing which pops out of the cargo carrier, that thing to our left. So we want to turn on auto hover. Keep auto hover on and then just turn to the left, pass it, and then tip the nose forward, focus on just like this. So we get nice and close, hold Z, let go of Z, when you do it, give it a turn, like this, once you go and hit close. Just gently, slowly glide yourself in and go around it. Perfect. Okay. That's how you land the Cobra. I'll now take you through to the main part of today's video, which is how to survive crash landings. By that I mean like after you crash land, if you survive, what to do. So let's get started. Alright. Oh god. I said that word again. Okay, so I'll now show you how to survive crash landings. Note that I'm going by the assumption that you have a co-pilot. So my co-pilot today is Unknown Soldier, good friend of mine. So let's get started.
Hello.
So while I wait for my friend to load, this is where we crashed on the map. So that's where we crashed, and our evac is the LZ marker here. So let's get started. So at the moment we're going by that you've crashed and you need to just check the crew. So we're going by that you dropped off the crew, but one didn't make it, so the crew's already been dropped off at the LZ. Note that this doesn't really apply if you haven't dropped off a crew of soldiers yet. Like, I mean, if there's more than 5 soldiers you should be fine, you don't really need this, but this is if you like only have you and your co-pilot. So about 2 people max, these rules apply. So the first thing you want to do is check for ammunition. Now you might like the weapon you're holding, but if you want to survive you need to grab the weapon with the most ammo. So we'll have a look. Alright, so let's say an M16 has more ammo. Okay, let's move.
11 o'clock. Enemy, man, and officer, 50 meters.
2. Hold fire. Enemy. Man. Front. 100 meters.
So if we see hostiles and they don't see us, now note that there's only 2 of you, you're injured and you're pilots. You don't want to engage hostiles, you want to try to avoid them. Worst case scenario is engage. See, that's what happens if you engage, so let's do it as we didn't engage, the proper procedure. Okay, so now we're going to do it as if you just crashed. Note that this doesn't generally apply if you have a squad of soldiers with you, because, you know, they can protect you. But we're going by that everyone's dead apart from you and the co-pilot. So the first thing you want to do is check for spare ammunition vat. So we're going to use this soldier here. Now, generally you want to take the weapon with the most ammunition. In this case they both have the same ammunition, but let's say this just has a bit more. And you want to equip yourself with as much as possible. So now that we're properly equipped, let's move out. Okay, we've got a
12 o'clock. Enemy close.
Ahead. Now, in survival situations, you don't want to engage hostiles. You want to avoid them as much as possible. So once again, just to reiterate on the objectives, we've got to get to the LZ. And we'll wait for this patrol to go past. Only engage when absolutely necessary.
Man front 50 meters.
Alright, let's keep moving. Nice and slow.
2 o'clock. Enemy. Man close.
Okay, so our next objective's down there. Now let's say you want to get a fast way to the LZ and you want to try and find some wheels. Generally the main way to go about it, you don't want to backtrack, so you don't want to, you always want to go towards the LZ, not back just to find the vehicles, because you might not find any. But if you come across one while you're heading to your point, then definitely grab it. Get down, stay down. Alright. Freaking lag.
$12 o'clock. Enemy. Medium range.
What the jizz? Hang on.
100
okay,
meters.
Guys, so I just quickly rushed out here. Now I don't have the same amount of weapons. Probably just get shot at by the patrol squad.
We lost 2.
Shit, my man's
Behind a
dead.
rock and he still got me.
Alright. Be very careful on what I do. Okay, so that's the vehicle we want to take. You want to be careful. Okay, so we're getting very close to what we need to apply to get to the LT. Okay, let's leg it to our evac. So now we've got to get to the LZ zone. Once again, I'll use the custom personal waypoint, which is shift click. Don't get the GPS. sacrifice for the pilot. Let's flip the vehicle away. Also, the next thing I'll show you after this is in-game communication, what you use to communicate in multiplayer, and what the channels mean. Alright. Okay, so let's say your evac chopper's been shot at and they've pulled out. There's always a secondary evac zone. So let's say it's down here at the docks. Also, I'll show you how to place down markers on the map in a multiplayer game. But for now, okay, so let's rush this. And then something would come to evac you, so that's the basic way to survive. There is more advanced things, but once again, for time YouTube gives me, I only am really going to show you the basics. Alright, now time for how to use communication. Okay, so now just me showing you how to use map markers in game communication, when to use it and how to use them. As you can see, this is a map a friend and I made. So let's get started. Alright, so the general way of communication is with this key here. That on your keyboard, the key which has the question mark and slash. So that's to type. Now, a really unique thing about ArmA 2 is that you can change channels like this. See at the bottom left? You have command channel. Now, command channel is for the commander, or to communicate to the commander. It tells him like what he needs to know. Pretty much, it's for the commander only, really. Then you've got group channel, that's squad channel only, so if you're the type of talking about, only your squad mates can see it. Squad mates are the people who are resembled by diamonds on your HUD, which I don't have any squad mates. The next one is vehicle channel. Now, vehicle channel, pretty much when you type something in vehicle channel, if you're in a vehicle, people can see it. If it's not in a vehicle, people can't. And you can talk. Pretty much vehicle channel is for when you're inside a vehicle, so you can use your voice and it doesn't interrupt anyone who's not in the vehicle. Then you have direct, which if you played Project Reality and know about mumble, it's pretty much mumble. Now, all the voice channels like mumble, so if you're on a hostile team and teammates, like the hostile team which you're fighting against is using group channel, you can still hear them. So on every channel up to a distance you can hear them. Yeah. I'll sort of reiterate that sometime. Then you've got commander, that one I'm not sure what it does, so I'm not going to try to explain it. Then you've got global, which is like the general thing used in most games when it comes to voice or typing, where everyone can see it. Side channel is for if you want to talk to, it's like team channel. They really should rename it to team channel. It means you talk to everyone on the team. To switch channels, you use these things on your keyboard, or which morely look like this. So the one on the left, hang on, I'll put a space. The one on the left is to go backwards in channels, and the one on the right is to go forwards.